Hello, Miss Peep. How's your day going?
It was good. I got my Blage shark out of the mail today, and that made me very happy.
You mean the
Um,
trans mascot?
yeah, that one.
That's
He finally came in the mail, and I was just so happy.
I've my friend codename Gamma has also been posting about wanting to get that as well, and I think like it's just slowly becoming the trans mascot online. That shark.
It really is just a cultural icon. Like you can't like it. I don't know. IKEA has to know about it.
You know, if they know about it, they'll probably just make a fuck ton more.
They drop the trans plot.
But for those who are here, do you want to introduce yourself? Maybe explain who you are, what you do on your channel, how we met, all that other fun stuff for everybody in chat.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so I'm Miss Peep. I am one of the very first political VTubers on the internet that I am aware of. Um, and I met Suris. I think it was because I made a video where I talked about a thing that Suris said that I agreed with, and I just kind of like expounded like my ideas and kind of just built upon what he said. And then he saw that, and then he was like, whoa, that's cool. And then he was like, whoa, how do I be a VTuber? VTubing seems cool. I want to do that. And then I showed him how the live 2D model stuff works. And then from there, he became like a VTuber addict and has like a bajillion models and whatnot.
I, I can quit whenever I want. I'll have you know. I can stop at any point.
Oh my god, you're worse than me. I just have. Well, I have two models now, but I haven't really shown people the other model.
The other one is the one you use in VR chat.
Yes, the VR chat model. There are some images on Twitter, and there's also a video done by the creator Mako Ray, where I'm featured in that video with codename Gamma, which I didn't know that you two knew each other. That's cool.
Codename. So blame the Sonic community. Blame the Sonic community. Codename Gamma's big on the modding scene for Sonic Mania in the Sonic community, and I do political stuff and also do a lot of stuff with the Sonic community, so that our paths crossed.
That checks out. That checks out. Nice. But yeah, I mean, I've been on like a sort of hiatus. I've been all over the place with content. I mean, I'm doing like school, work. I'm trying to do YouTube. I'm trying to do spicy content on other platforms. I'm doing like way too many things, so I'm just kind of taking a break. I did stream a little while ago. I played some Metal Gear Rising, but I do have a lot of plans for things that I want to do for my channel. It's just like I think it's better to take a break than to like burn out and never do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I've been having a lot of fun going on like other people's streams and just hanging out and talking to people there. And that's been really good.
Speaking of talking to people, these degenerates are trying to put redeems in the chat, like actual assholes. Axolotls with cream, thank you for redeeming your points for an ada, you fucking degenerate. And Lolo Scray, thank you for redeeming your points for an owl.
I absolutely love the ada in the chat. I love that shit. I am such a degenerate for it. I have no idea how to do the whole like redeeming chat point thing. I'm so bad at streaming. Like the technical side of it is just so intimidating to me.
I mean, you stream mostly on YouTube, right?
I switched to Twitch. I switched to stream on Twitch, and I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I should go back to YouTube.
So my take where Twitch is concerned is for a couple of reasons. I can actually go through kind of like why I switched to Twitch and why I think it's a good idea in general. So Twitch is more volatile. They are a little more stringent with everything that is not copyright. YouTube's a little stricter with copyright, which that part sucks. It does mean that I have to be very selective when I'm playing like music on stream, stuff like that. But on the bright side, it does allow, just from a purely utilitarian standpoint, it diversifies your income a little bit. So like, if YouTube goes, wow, that was a spicy take, you're suspended for 7 days. You still have a platform you're able to like do stuff on during those 7 days, and vice versa. I've had it on both sides. I've had YouTube suspend me, and so I'm only on Twitch for a little while, and I've had Twitch suspend me, making me only on YouTube for a while. So having both of them operating simultaneously helps a lot towards that. On the other side of things, the ecosystem in Twitch is much more friendly for growth and much more friendly for like the technical stuff, interactions with chat. The channel point system is pretty easy to use once you figure it out. You just go into your Twitch dashboard and go to viewer rewards, and then just put it all in. You just type everything you want in, and it just does it. You don't have to do much more than that. That only takes maybe like 2 seconds. I can go in and put more things in there when I so choose, and it doesn't take that much time. But also, just the Twitch ecosystem in general is better for 2 other things. One, I think everybody already knows this, but we have the meme of the scam train for a reason. Twitch does a lot to like give dopamine incentive to donate to people's channels, dropping bits, dropping subs. YouTube super chats are kind of the same, but not. They don't give you the same MMO-ish rewards that Twitch does. Twitch is very gamified in that way, which helps the creators a little bit more, but at the same time, it makes me feel a little bad because I know that Twitch is literally doing that as a bit of audience manipulation. But as long as everybody knows that that's what they're doing, that's how that works.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. The other thing, though, is that Twitch is really good at getting creators together. The fact that the social environment of Twitch is such that when you end a stream, everybody expects you to raid another channel. They expect you to leave your channel and go to another person's. It is very likely that people's audiences will cross-contaminate into you, or your audiences will cross-contaminate into theirs. And that gives you an avenue to work with other creators easier, too. Because if you've got, say, social anxiety, and it's hard for you to message a creator directly, but it's easy for you to click a raid command, that creator, usually, per social contract, is going to go, hey, how are you? Let me go ahead and shout out your channel if they think that your channel looks neat. And that automatically starts that avenue of conversation between the two of you, which can be a lot easier for people who have that kind of social anxiety. So just there's a plethora of things that Twitch does better as far as a streaming environment that YouTube just doesn't. And even if there are things that mechanically YouTube has, because mechanically YouTube is getting a clip feature, mechanically YouTube has the ability to send your audience to another stream when you're done, but that's not part of the social infrastructure of YouTube. That is part of the social makeup of Twitch, though. People expect that on Twitch, whereas on YouTube, Super Chats is about as far in the social infrastructure as you get.
Interesting. I see what you mean. Just like the social and like culture of Twitch and YouTube are just very different in that sense. I didn't know that YouTube was getting a clip feature and that it had like a raid feature. I did not know that. Does it have it now? So
the clip one, I believe, is still getting rolled out, and the raid one may not be completely rolled out, but I have seen it's not called raids because they're going to call it their own thing. It's like when the stream is done, send people to another place, or automatically play the next thing. You can make it automatically play a video at the end, or you can make it automatically send you to somebody else's stream, because mechanically, as far as YouTube's concerned, those are the same thing. But I don't know. It's because it's not part of the makeup there, your audience going over to that other video, even though it's automatic, most of them will just click away and go to another thing on YouTube. Whereas some of them do tend to stick around on Twitch because they're just kind of expected to. not to a great degree. Like usually it's if I send 200 people in my audience over to like Xander Hall, maybe 20 of them will stick around. But that's still 20 viewers. That's not that's not an insignificant number. Like I remember when streaming for 10 viewers, when streaming for 5 viewers was a huge fucking deal to me. So like even having
me right now,
even having a small portion of your audience head over to anywhere is just, it's a massive thing.
Yeah, I feel like I do get more action on Twitch. I just feel bad that like they get ads like every single time they like click like for the first time. I don't know. I just don't like that. And that they can't rewind either. Like I feel bad.
They can't. So they actually do have the ability to rewind though.
No way.
Yeah, when you do the clip feature, it gives you a space of about 1 to 3 minutes of like rewind time.
Oh well, it's only if you clip, but like if you clicked off or something.
Yeah, there's a you don't have that.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, there is an incentive to be around like as things happen on Twitch, but that, as much as I understand where that's coming from, that actually kind of benefits the streamer more than anything, because as the person streaming, if somebody is incentivized to be there for more of your stream, that helps you. It's like old TV before you had TiVo, basically. You wanted to be there when something was happening, and then when it was done, then you fuck off and go make corn.
That is a good way to describe it. Yeah, that helps me understand that.
Like, it's just YouTube is closer to having a DVR running it all the time, and Twitch is not. But then again, with Twitch, you can actually just go and watch VODs when you're done. Like, if you miss something,
that's true.
There's still a VOD up for 30 days. So aspects of that, just like how there's aspects of the raid shit in YouTube, there's aspects of the rewind in Twitch. They're just not, they're not as pronounced.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, I do want to make more content. Like, I really want to do that. But my boyfriend he's not editing for me anymore, which is fine. He doesn't have to. He just doesn't feel like doing that anymore. So I have to like pick that up and start getting back to that. And it's gonna be all me. I'm gonna be doing everything on my own, which is, it's a lot, but like I like doing it. And making content is just a fun thing to do.
Mm-hmm. So
I had a weird question. I had a weird question for you.
Sure, what's up?
You down for weird questions? I'm
down for any kind of questions. We're here for a little bit. Why not?
Okay. So this question, do you ever some of your VTuber models show off a lot of skin?
Yeah.
Right? Do you ever feel awkward when you're covering like a serious topic and your presentation of yourself is wearing something that would be like socially inappropriate if it was like a real life situation? Like, do you ever feel, I don't know if I'm explaining this right.
I think I understand what you're asking, because there was a time, for those who don't know, me and Xander Hall, we share an editor, Cherry, and there was a time where, like, if I was covering something particularly sensitive, Cherry would be like, hey, can you switch to the Autumn model for this? Because the Autumn model is wearing, like, a big sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely covered. And at first I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can accommodate a little bit. But after a while, I started to get to the point where I went, well, hold on. No. If somebody takes the way I'm presenting myself and utilizes that as part of their myriad of things they use to judge the content of what I'm doing, that's just fallacious in general. So I don't care too I don't care too terribly much about that, because, and that might just be like the skeptic brain in me that is like trigger happy at calling out fallacies. But like for me, ad hominem is a thing. And if somebody wants to go, I couldn't take what you said seriously because I saw boobs. Okay, that says more. That says more about you than it says about me. Truthfully, do I feel a little awkward doing it? Not necessarily. There are certain social etiquette things I'll do depending on the content, but usually changing my models is not one of them. Most of what I'll do is I'll be like, hey guys, we're covering this drama that happened because the lolly community got really angry at me, so I won't put fan art on that video just in case that leaves a sour taste in someone's mouth. But as far as like what model I'll use, there is one bit of like model awkwardness that I do want to touch on though, since you brought it up. So this is not my first chibi model. I have one other chibi model.
Okay.
And that chibi model was made by Salem, who actually was responsible for my Virgin Killer sweater model as well. Salem just made the chibi model as like a for fun, let me drop this in VC phase for Suris. And I was like, hey, I'd love to use the model, but a couple of things. One, you made it as a gift, and I appreciate that, but I feel weird using something that I didn't buy. I've lightened up on that a little bit, strictly when it comes to artists who I've paid for work in the past. But I was like, one, it's free. That's weird to me. Two, there is a subset of my community that is very horny, strangely horny. I would even say dangerously horny. In fact, actually, there's been straight up, like Rule 34 of my character made at various points in time.
Me too.
So because of that, I don't want to use, or didn't want to use, a chibi model because, and this is an issue that I have with like the lolly community, there's a line where like I am an adult, but if my character looks like a child and you start doing things with my character, I start to feel very, very weird about that.
Yeah. I totally sympathize with that.
So, and I'm trying, like, now that I've done my video on, like, my stance on the lolly community, how I'm just like, hey, science says you guys aren't technically wrong, but also your community is a toxic dredge pool, so maybe fix that shit. And I understand there's an aspect of that where, like, they get harassed and therefore the likelihood of toxicity increases. I get it. I'm a Sonic fan. Been there, done that. Don't care. I stopped caring about that. You're still responsible for the way you operate on the internet and elsewhere. Don't give a shit. But now that I've done that video, I might be a little more comfortable using more chibi models in the future because I have that, like, publicly available, this is my stance on all of this shit. Please do not do something that fucks with that stance.
Yeah.
But that's about the only, like, model awkwardness that I think I've had.
That's about the extent of it.
Yeah, it's been like, don't do something that puts me in a... I wouldn't do something that puts me in a position where, like, I feel really weird about the fallout of that. But I'm gonna try to get over that one a little bit because I recognize it's purely, like, toxicity of the lolly community that I'm trying to avoid there. Because they're... God... They have some nastiness in their backyard.
Yeah, I agree. I guess like when I was designing my model, I kind of thought like, okay, what I need to be put into something that like I could probably get away with wearing at like a funeral or something. Like I thought, okay, I do like Booba. Booba is good, but like I wouldn't have Booba out at a funeral, I guess. and I guess like that's kind of how my design came about. But I kind of have a better understanding of your stance on that whole thing now.
Yeah, it's a TLDR. Don't care. If somebody wants to judge me based on how I'm presenting myself, you're the one watching a VTuber talk about the news. Come on.
Which is fine. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's all about it's all about trying to have fun while also being like educational, and it's even if it's about serious topics, it's like edutainment basically. And I think at the end of the day, it's a good thing to make content like this.
I have noticed there's a it's kind of weird. There's a lot of people I've found in the VTuber community that really like politics. There is certainly something to say about politics as entertainment being its own monster and problem. Tater Shaman, thank you for subscribing. They've been subscribed for 13 months. That's almost as much time as I've been going to a particular location we will not disclose. But there is certainly something to be said about politics as entertainment and how that can create a very vicious cycle with someone's mental health. If your escapism is politics and politics affects your mental health negatively and that's what you have to keep on escaping to. It's a lot like League of Legends in that way.
That happened to me a little bit. That is one of the reasons why I had to take a break. Just like you just open the news and it's like, oh my god, they're gonna kill us. Like it's just like this awful, horrible shit. And it's like, ah, man, I'm really having a hard time trying to make fun of this.
There's a point
Especially
where
when it's so like personal to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a point where it hits a little too close to home and you're like, I want to smile and nod at this one, but my heart's palpitating right now.
Yeah.
It said politics is League of Legends Suris 2022. I mean, that's like I actually wholeheartedly believe that statement though. League of Legends is a game with a toxic community that is widespread. There is constant drama, and everybody in your game hates you for the 40 minutes they're stuck with you at all times. That's no different than the political community. Like the amount. I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to name names here, but the amount of times where I've had a friend come to me in the politics community because somebody else in the politics community backstabbed them, made a drama video on them, made some hot take, and they're just like, I really want to say something about this, but I can't because I don't want to start a whole fucking drama. Like, it feels a lot like you're sitting at the high school lunch table where everybody's just treading eggshells.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people in the politics space are just not very mature. They don't really handle things like adults, and it gets kind of childish and hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah. And that's kind of why, like, it's kind of one of the reasons why I've been kind of insular. I go through these waves. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll go, I started out in the gaming communities, didn't do a whole lot there because I found that, like, when I wanted to do YouTube, it was because I had a hyperfixation, and then when the hyperfixation fell off, suddenly, magically, I wasn't making content. Gee, imagine that. But then when I started doing, like, YouTube atheism, it was something that wasn't a hyperfixation. That was like, okay, this is something I care about because it's shit I went through. It's shit I had to deal with myself.
Yeah.
And when I I go into that community and I'm like, this is fun. I'm meeting new people. I'm seeing new things. And then I start seeing the backstabbing happening in that community. I think the major one that comes to mind that I've publicly talked about before, so I can say it again, like Essence of Thought. When that whole drama went down, where it's like, EOT, you're technically right on a lot of things you're saying, but holy fuck, the scorched earth way you're going about this, it's not doing anybody any favors. So like watching that fallout happen, being part of that fallout, and then kind of shying away from a lot of the atheist community stuff now. Like, I'll still talk with my friends who I made as I was building up. Like, I'll still talk to, Pelagia, Vice Rhino, Prophet Azad, Godless Cranium. Like, I'll do, like, all those conversations still, but I don't collaborate as often as I used to within that community. And a lot of it's just because I guess I got really numb to all the just infighting and drama. So it's like, okay, cool. And of course, the political community is the same way. Like, it's the exact same type of thing. Somebody makes a hot take. There's a giant fallout. Nobody knows how to handle existing and disagreeing, and suddenly we're here. And then
I think a lot of it is just like a communication issue. Like, people just don't like communicate with each other good.
I think a lot of it comes down to stop putting your hot takes on Twitter. The dopamine rush you get from the like button is not worth it. Please stop. And then, like, getting into the VTuber community, the VTuber community is a lot more wholesome. Still has those same problems.
I feel like every community has those problems.
They do. It makes you really want to just become insular and not deal with other people.
Yeah, I haven't really dealt with a lot of drama online. I've mostly avoided... I mean, I got into a little bit when, like, the whole kink at Pride thing happened.
The stupidest discourse that the left ever embroiled itself in? Yes.
Yeah, with, like, Riley Grace Rochong and all that. That was, yeah, I was in there a bit. I was in the trenches. I was on a stream one time for that. That was
Remember, if you're walking around barefoot at Pride, that should be illegal. Apparently.
Oh man. Cut their feet off.
That's just... There's something to be said about, like, takes where when you bite the bullet, you shouldn't have bitten that bullet. That's one of them. Come on.
Yeah, just like, yummy bullet. I like the taste
to some
of
people,
lead.
ankles is a kink. To some people, exposed boobs is a kink. And by exposed boobs, I mean a 1/4 inch of cleavage. Like, it doesn't matter. I understand the idea of, like, draw the line somewhere. Yeah, sure, draw the line at running around, like, you know, helicoptering a dildo. Sure, I'm okay with that. But that is not the same thing as, like, everything that could possibly be kinky to anybody. Bandits. Oh, cool. Then women don't go outside. Men don't go outside. No, NBs, fuck you. You're somebody's fetish.
Everyone stays inside. Yeah,
How dare you have skin?
Yeah, that was a time. And then, like, I also got in a little bit of a drama with, like, a weird YouTube hentai community. But then we worked it out and we kind of became friends. It was weird. I haven't talked to them in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I've mostly stayed clear of drama, and I'm kind of glad. I feel kind of lucky that I haven't had to, like, really deal with all of the shit storms in the politics and the VTuber communities.
Yeah, there's a I'm gonna be doing a video on something that happened in the VTuber community recently as well. There's a particular VTuber who was very transphobic, very racist.
No way.
Very, very fucked up. And then, like, took a 4-month hiatus and came back after doing a re-debut. And now, like, a bunch of their community is like, oh my god, we're so happy you're back. This is amazing. Haven't apologized for the racism. Haven't apologized for the transphobia. Haven't apologized for some of the other dark shit that they've said and done. But they got a brand new model, everybody. Guess that means all is forgiven.
New person. You'll never figure out it was me.
Like, I just...
I'm a new person now, guys. I'm not the bad one.
like, don't get me wrong. There's something to be said about letting people learn from their mistakes, letting people go, oh, okay. So that was my evil twin, not me. Like, there's something to be said about, like, letting somebody learn, letting somebody get better after something. Like, one of the best, easiest examples. Look at Hunter Avalone. Hunter Avalone may not be great in all situations, but he's certainly better now than he was 3 years ago. Like,
I have been really enjoying Hunter Avalone's content lately. I haven't agreed with everything that he said, which is good. I mean, I like watching creators that have something to offer me, but also say things that like I don't necessarily agree with, and that has made his content really appeal to me. I've been listening to his debates a lot while I'm just doing my wage slave retail work. Um, and yeah, I also listen to some of your videos at work too. I listen to a lot of videos while I'm at work.
That's what all the content that I used to binge uh years ago was like almost all exclusively stuff that I just listened to uh in like a hidden earpiece that I would listen through at work.
Yeah.
I just have the Bluetooth earpiece, and like anytime a customer would come up to me, like my head would be tilting slowly and slowly more to the right. Oh yes, sir. Hello. How are you doing today? Uh, like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just can't have you seeing that I have an earpiece in. That's all. That's all.
So I actually, okay, guys, you're gonna find out the secret. Okay, this is the secret. So my hair in real life is in a similar shape to the hair of my VTuber model, and that it goes over the sides of my face completely, so my ears are invisible. All right. And now I have like Galaxy Buds. This would probably work with like AirPods or whatever, something similar. I have Galaxy Buds. I put that shit in my ear. It's covered by my hair. You can't see shit. And then with like the touch controls, like I can just tap my ear and pause whatever I'm listening to. I could like double tap to skip the track or whatever. I could hold it to do like an ambient mode so I can like hear more. It is optimal. It is optimal for being able to like listen to content and just get away with it. Nobody knows. I've been doing this for so long. Nobody knows, and it's so good.
I've had so I had a manager back when awkwardly this manager is now a he became a diehard crypto bro right before the crash. I saw him in a Walmart 2 weeks before the crash when video cards became magically affordable again.
Mhm.
I feel bad because I know that he's likely not having a great time because he quit all of his jobs to do like crypto full time.
Oh my god.
Yep. But when he was my manager, I remember I would have an earphone. This was unironically, this is back when I used to listen to No Bullshit. Because I was like, aha, this guy, he says so many things I agree with. That was not the way to listen to content. I'm sorry. Don't echo chamber yourself. But back when I was listening to No Bullshit, back when I watched that kind of content,
Yeah.
and not for critical review purposes, I would be listening, just binge listening to that stuff. And I was working at Publix, and my favorite job when I was working at Publix was chicken frying. Everybody at that store hated frying chicken. I loved it though, because when you're
Oh.
frying the chicken, you are behind all of the machinery. No customer can see you, which means I got to hide that headphone all the time. And my manager would come and grab me and be like, "Hey, you need to take that headphone out." And then some days he wouldn't, and some days he would. Not. It was really weird. I thought at first he was doing it like because he thought that the store manager was coming over and we didn't want to get in trouble. But no, just he didn't. He was very inconsistent with it. But
Yeah.
that was my favorite thing to do because it meant that I could just listen to content of any kind that I liked, and nobody could stop me because nobody could fucking nobody was gonna go back where the hot fryers were. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to be up front making sandwiches, and they had to because it's Publix deli.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. That's yeah, I mean like the ability to just like sneak by and get away with it. I mean, it's sad that we have to do that. You know, when it's like not really affecting our job or our performance or anything.
In many ways, it actually
Um,
makes your performance better because you can
yeah,
just
it
focus
makes
and hone in.
yeah, it makes what you're doing like less monotonous, and it makes you want to die a little bit less. So it's like a better thing. Um, but I don't know, like the fact that we have to hide it, like getting away with it is satisfying. I
One of,
find it very satisfying.
I remember Publix was when I did it the most. Aldi as well, because like if you've ever been to an Aldi,
I have. Yeah.
so you know how the cashiers they sit down all the time unless they're like
Hmm.
having to do stocking. Um, Conveniently, I would have my earphone in my right ear because customers never approach you from the right. They always approach you from the left. So I could always just conveniently tilt my head, and nobody would be any the wiser.
Holy shit, that worked?
Yeah, it worked for a solid year.
Wow.
I only had one customer ever comment on it. They said like, "Hey, you listening to some tunes?" And I was just like, "Nah, audiobook." and then they just went about their way. But for the most part, nobody would say anything because most of the time they couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Like you just keep yourself tilted a little bit, looking towards the door, and just, ring up their groceries as you go. Very, very helpful. Because, like, unlike a place like Walmart, if you guys have never been to an Aldi, nobody, unless they are packing their groceries in the bags, and at that point, they're trying to fuck off. They're not trying to, like, get on to you for anything. But unless a customer's packing their bags, nobody is in the front end of Aldi. There's nothing there. There's a single countertop for packing your bags. That's it. It's nothing else. Unless you count the bathroom. But of course, if somebody's running their way to the bathroom, they're not worried about you either.
Care.
They don't give a shit about you. They're trying to keep a shit in the toilet.
I too like to give my shits to the toilet. It's a sacrificial ritual that I conduct every day.
I try to conduct it fewer times per day. That's why I'm on fiber.
I like it when the toilet flushes. It makes a funny noise.
Said, what do American supermarkets even have after the checkout counters? Oh, I got you on that one, interrupted by Carp. Easy. Let's talk about Walmart. In front of the counters, we have the customer service area. We have the bathrooms. We have the vision center, where you can get glasses. We have the nail salon. We have the haircut.
Nail salon, yeah.
Yeah, we have the haircut area. We have the arcade.
Wait, what? You have an arcade?
I mean, depending on the Walmart, some of them do.
They're not like Walmart.
They're not big arcades. They're like three machines, one of which is one of those like buck hunting ones, and then a claw machine. But it's basically like a this could entertain your kids for an hour while you go shopping kind of deal.
Holy shit! Yeah, no, I don't have that.
Hey, Tater, some have cell phone case stores. Oh yeah, there is so around me. Somewhere there is one of the Walmart testing locations where Walmart corporate will actually test things that are going to go out into the lifeblood of Walmart stores everywhere in the States. So they are currently testing another thing being at their upfront area, a vet.
Wow.
So that's a really thing there. So yeah, the answer to what do Walmarts have in their front? A fuck ton of things. If you're at a Target instead, the front is where the food court is. The front is where the Target is. The front is where customer service is. There's fewer things, but they're all there. Depending on where you are.
Target.
Kroger, the front will probably be where they stuff the Chick-fil-A.
Target's like Walmart, but nicer.
Target's where everybody who has a little bit of extra money goes to avoid Walmart.
Yeah.
There's also some stuff that Target has that Walmart doesn't. Like, so Walmart, if I wanted to get like a Swiffer wet jet, one of those mops that has the refillable canisters, they just have the name brand ones at Walmart, but Target had their own in-store brand one. And the difference between the two was that the Target brand one used an actual like cloth towel, bottom for cleaning instead of disposable ones, and instead of having a cartridge that you pull out and then put a new cartridge in to continue mopping, it has a refillable cartridge where you can just put whatever cleaner you want in it. So I just shoved like Fabuloso with dishwasher liquid and water in it, and that's what we use. But like the name brand ones, they want you to buy into the ecosystem of their stuff. The Target one is just like, we don't have an ecosystem. Fill it up with sink water. Fuck off.
Whatever you want, yeah.
But I was super happy because, like, when we were when I was like having one of those moments where I went, hey, the house isn't clean enough. We need to figure out what we can do to make it easier for us to clean the house. Because both me and Raz, we operate on spoons. Like, sometimes we'd wake up and it's like, ah, cool, I have the energy to die today.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've never heard a more relatable fucking... Oh, sorry.
But
You have no idea.
finding that particular mop was a godsend, because I was like, yeah, I can totally clean the even though our washing machine doesn't work, I can still clean the mop head really easy. It's just drop it into the bathtub, throw some shampoo on it, and just kick it around a bunch. It'll be clean by the time I'm done.
If it works, it works. Yeah, it gets the job done.
Anything that allows us to keep the house clean without me expending a fuck ton of energy. Like, even our cat litter boxes are the ones that, like, they're multi-layered, where you can, like, lift up the top and the litter falls through, leaving only the bits that you're trying to shovel out on top through, like, a grate.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I literally... anything that can make this job more bearable. Anything at all.
How many animals do you have?
9. We have
9?
We have 6 cats, we have 2 dogs, and then we have 1 bunny rabbit.
Wow. 6 cats, 2 dogs, and a rabbit. How'd you manage that?
Adoption.
I knew you had a lot, but not that many.
So, one by one, Gigi was the one that, like, when me and Raz got together, I had Gigi and I had Akane. Akane ran away, and I'm not super happy about that. Still am not happy about that to this day, even though that was years ago.
That's sad.
But I've had Gigi the longest. And then, while me and Raz were living together, another cat graced our doorstep. And his name is Hylia. Originally, we thought he was a girl, but then he showed us a red rocket at one point after he was named, and we were like, "You're keeping the name, buddy. I'm sorry."
Nice.
That nothing's changed. It's really odd.
Gender's not real. It's fine.
It's also, cats are weird.
Yeah.
So, like, story with him was we had... I got a message from a friend of mine who ran the card shop up in Calhoun, and sent me a message saying, like, hey, we found this cat. We can't keep it. We're trying to find somebody who can take it. And I was like, I don't think I can. And then Raz was like, yes, the fuck we can. So I went, okay. So we got Hylia. Then we have Tara and Baba. We got Tara and Baba because there was a mom cat that hopped on our balcony because we were living on the second story of an apartment complex, and had her babies in the bag that contained our Christmas tree. We ended up...
That's a place to give birth.
Yeah, she had the babies there, took care of them for a day or two, and one day she pawed on our window, the sliding glass door. We opened it. She looked at me, meowed, looked at the bag, and then jumped off the balcony.
What?
And I was like, what? What the fuck just happened? So that mom cat never came back. So we adopted her kids out of the Christmas tree bag. So we have Baba and Terror now, and they...
You don't
are
know what
precious.
happened to the mom?
She never came back. I have no fucking idea. She just
disappeared.
She literally just, like, called for us to be the new parents and then fucked off. These are
That's
yours now.
crazy.
Bye. And then Yumi, so there was... I remember the episode we were filming. It was... I had an episode of Hammered Out with Ocean and another episode talking about an abortion bill, the heartbeat bill that was going to be put through in Georgia. And in between those two episodes, I went out to get some food, and I saw this orange cat meowing at another door. Because if you've ever lived in an apartment complex, they usually have a bunch of doors like in a line leading to the different units.
Mm-hmm.
And Yumi was just like one by one going to each door trying to get somebody to let her in. So I just went, I can't do it. I can't watch you do this. You're getting adopted. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh my god.
We brought Yumi into the house. Did not realize Yumi was pregnant. We didn't know.
Oh.
Yumi would not eat, would not drink, and was very scraggly, very sick. We found out later that she was brain damaged because, well, your cat doesn't drool on you with like lolled head with eyes vacant all the time without you realizing, oh, something's a little fucked up here. But we adopted Yumi in, and me and Raz would have to like take ham and water and like blend them up in the blender and put it in a syringe and feed her like the sludge that we made out of that so that she could drink water, so that she could eat. We forced her to stay alive. And then when we finally moved into the house that we live in now, Yumi gave birth to stillborn kids. And that, yeah. What we found out later was that the kittens that she had in her womb had made her womb necrotic. And so we had to take her to the vet for them to give her steroid injections and basically save her life because her womb was killing her. And that is Yumi is a nice and healthy brain damaged baby now. But
what a tragic backstory.
Yeah, that is our Yumi. And then of course, Growlithe was a few years ago. My mom sent me a message and was like, "Do you want a dog for Christmas?" Sure. What kind? What do you mean? And then she's like, "Hey, I found somebody who's getting rid of a Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix. They're yours now." Oh, okay, cool. So we got Growlithe, and then after a while, we ran into an issue with Growlithe, was that Growlithe would get very bored, because if I'm streaming for 8 to 10 hours a day, it's hard for me to make time to spend time with Growlithe, and it's hard for Growlithe to understand that I can't do that because she just sees me here in my office. Of course I have time to spend with her. I'm in my office. I'm in the house. So we're like, okay, Growlithe seems like she's getting sad. We need to get Growlithe a friend. Growlithe needs a buddy, and so we found...
The cats weren't doing it.
Yeah, we found Chip, who was being adopted out by a family because their son had developed a severe dog allergy, and they couldn't keep Chip, so we got Chip. We took Growlithe to the dog park. They dropped Chip off at the dog park, and then we sat there with the dad from their family, watching Growlithe and Chip get to know each other, get to play, to see if they would operate well in the same house. They did. And Chip's been ours ever since. And then Thumper, the bunny, was my mom sending me a message going, "I have a surprise for you." And I went, I don't know what that means. And I looked at mom, I looked at Raz and went, the last time mom had a surprise for us, it was a dog. I don't know if I like surprises. And she just said, "I can guarantee you it's something you don't have." I went, that's even more foreboding. And so our doorbell gets rung. I go outside. My mom's there with a big plastic container, like the not Tupperware. What's the tote container?
Like a tote?
Yeah, like a tote. And in the tote, there's a baby bunny rabbit.
Oh my god.
Apparently, a friend of hers runs a reptile house, and they have meal rabbits for the reptiles. But their breeding rabbits that make the meal rabbits had an extra litter that they didn't account for. So they were like, these aren't going to be consumed by any of our animals. They're not part of the diet plan, and we're not going to raise them. We need to figure out what's going on with them. So we went, I mean, the rabbit can either become food for a random snake, or it can be our pet. Thumper's ours now.
That, wow. Your mom is something else. I don't know.
Here's another random pet. Oh, thank you so much. Um, but Thumper's a treat. I'm glad we have him. We spent the first like half year with Thumper with him in a big crate. He was not a crate, but a crate that you put a dog in for like dog crate training.
Like a kennel?
Yeah, a kennel. That one. That's the word. We had converted a kennel into a bunny rabbit cage for Thumper because I was like, it's tall enough. He'll be able to jump. It'll be fine. Little did we know, rabbits do not operate very well when they are contained. They like to explore. They like to socialize. They like to go out and do shit. So eventually, we just moved Thumper into my office, took him out of the crate, put like a little cat crate in so that I could put his water and his food in, and he would have an area of like shelter from the dogs. But otherwise, he's just out roaming all the time now.
That's great.
He spends most of his time just in my office. Like right now, he's just sitting on top of his crate, eating bits of hay that I left up there for him. But he's
Does he make a mess?
So technically, he's very clean up until the point where he decides he doesn't want to be. He's potty trained. He only goes in his crate.
Oh,
and then
that's good.
He hops around in his crate, kicking up everything outside of the crate. So
my rats do something similar.
They're very clean up until the point where they're like, no, it's chaos.
No. Yeah, I have 5 rats right now. Yeah, they're all in the gulag right now. They're all in jail.
Oh.
Two of them have been like biting the wall, and that's been annoying. I do not like it when they bite the wall.
Thumper did that for a little while. We had like spray foam we were using as sealant for a part of the house, and he just started like eating through it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh shit, Lunar Muse is right. I forgot one pet, Emrakul.
Emrakul?
Yeah. We have one more cat who's still a kitten. She's still growing up. But Emrakul, we named her that because we play a lot of Magic the Gathering now, so Emrakul, or Emmy for short. But it was just a friend of ours sent us a picture of a bunch of cats their neighbor was getting rid of, and it was just like, hey, their cat had a litter. They don't know how to fix their cat. Can you adopt one?
I love kittens. They're so good. They're so good. Wow, you have 190 viewers right now.
Just watching us talk about cats.
When the cat people start talking about cats.
Yeah. Yeah. I just realized with the way the tail is set up on this model, Bonbon, when I put my head this way, my character almost looks like a squirrel. Very almost.
Yeah, I could. You can give off squirrel vibes. Can we get a squirrel, Suris?
Oh, that's been made already. That's in the fan art section.
That has been made. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go cause a car wreck now. And Kara says, "Want to adopt more kittens?" No, I don't. We are at kitten capacity.
At the limit.
Like, we already had to get a bunch of extra cleaning supplies to keep up with the house with all the extra fur that gets stuffed into random corners now.
Wow. Well, I hope I get to visit it one day. I hope I get to see this paradise you have.
I wouldn't call it a paradise. I would call it...
Sounds like it. So many animals.
Yumi, what are you doing? The cats have taken to my backpack. I don't understand.
Suris with the backpack. We get a backpack, Suris?
I don't think anybody's done that. Oh shit, I need to actually change the title. We have this many viewers and I haven't changed the title to show that I'm not sleeping. Jesus Christ.
Suris, I think I'm going to have to get ready to go.
Oh dear. Who died?
Um, Nobody died.
Damn. I mean, that's good. That's at least good.
I'm going to have to go on a little drive. I'm gonna have to clean the house a little bit. I have things. I have to pick someone up. I have missions today. I have tasks.
You have side
Um,
quests.
yes, I have little side quests. It's just like Animal Crossing.
I was
It's
thinking
just
I was thinking World of Warcraft. Mine was more depressing.
Oh, no, I like to think, oh yeah, my little life tasks are just like Animal Crossing little mini games, and it's not boring or monotonous at all. That's how I think about it.
Jeeves.
Um, but it was a pleasure to be on and just talk about random shit. I had a wonderful time, and thank you
You too.
for having me.
It's been a while since we've been able to stream together.
Yeah. We could do it again sometime.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for hopping on, Miss Peep. Everybody
Of
who is
course.
here, go ahead and use the collab command so that you can head over to Miss Peep's channel for when she starts getting content pushed back up over there again.
I'll be on Twitch, and then recorded segments will be on YouTube. So if you want to watch me live, there's Twitch. If you want to see more edited stuff, it's on YouTube. Whatever you prefer.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for hopping on, Miss Peep.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah.